Local officials say more than 300 are dead in northwestern Pakistan after 2 days of intense rains and floods. Eyewitnesses say floodwaters carrying rocks and boulders destroyed homes and other buildings. Rescue efforts are ongoing. The government has released emergency funds. The heavy rains are expected to continue until the middle of next week. Pakistan and parts of neighbouring India have received heavier than usual monsoon rain this year. Raghu Motoguda is an Earth system scientist in Goa. I asked him whether the weather patterns have been worsening in the region and if they could be attributed to climate change.
In this case, yes, we can. Everything is now happening in a warmer world, as we always say. So everything has a component. But here, it's much more direct because with increased greenhouse gases, dry regions, deserts like the Middle East and the Mediterranean warm rapidly. And they've been warming at twice the global rate. It's a very hot spot. It's really hot over there. And that's actually pulling the winds over the Arabian Sea, the monsoon winds, to go more northward, which means we are pumping much more moisture into the mountains with warm air. Then the mountains are a key ingredient for producing heavy rain and cloudbursts and so on. In this case, the monsoon circulation, which is a natural seasonal phenomenon, is being really boosted by the climate warming, global warming and climate change over the Middle East, the Arabian Sea, and this is really going to continue for a while.
So is there anything that Pakistan and India can do to prevent all that moisture being pushed into the mountains as you describe it?
There are some global drivers, so there is very little you can do other than all the countries together have to mitigate greenhouse gases. But local adaptation, and adaptation is always local. Obviously, we have to stop deforesting the mountain slopes and build very carefully with much more prudence than before, because people have been living there for decades, if not centuries, and they didn't expect these kinds of rains. But now that we have them, the planning has to get much better. The early warnings have to get better. India is issuing much better forecasts. It shares with the forecast with many countries, but we need data from both Pakistan and India. India has been collecting rainfall data for more than a century, 1.5 centuries since the British times, but Pakistan is not part of this data network. So Nepal, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Bhutan, all these have to come together, collect data together, build early warning systems together, make them hyper-local so that we know exactly which slopes are going to get hit in the next day or two and so on, so that we can at least save lives. Risk is never zero, but we can still save lives.
A lot of work ahead for both Pakistan and India. Raghu Motoguda, thank you very much for your input.
Thank you.